First off, our challenge or your concerns, and it really wasn't a concern, it was just something I knew we had to be able to do. Can you come off a long trip, 3 games, long day of traveling, and play your 4th game in, is it 6 days or 5, 6 days? In 6 days. That was going to be our challenge. We knew we were better than South Carolina State, and that's not no disrespect in any way, just we knew we were better. But can you come back and play with the energy you got to play with? That was the number one, like I said, I don't know if it was a concern, but something I knew we needed to do, and I thought we did that. And I thought our guys came out ready to play, shared the basketball, moved the basketball. I think we had 22 assists on 29 field goals. We out-rebounded them, I think it was 50 to 28. Got to the foul line 29 times, they're 13. Those are all the things we're supposed to do. Again, the biggest thing was, could we come out, play the energy you got to play with, and then when you get a lead, can you keep sharing the basketball? And we did those 2 things. And that's the most pleasing thing about the game besides getting the W.
7 guys in double figures, but you had a couple of guys that there towards the end had shots at triple-double. It kind of speaks, does that kind of speak for just how well you shared the ball, how well you kind of did everything, that you had 2 guys in position to do that?
Yeah, you can see we're sharing that basketball. McKnight had 10 assists, 8 rebounds, and whatever else he had, 14 points, 2 rebounds. He would have had a triple-double. Rawls had 5 assists. Like I said, there's 6 guys in double figures. And we moved and shared the basketball. It was probably one little, only thing I can look back on in that second half. There was a stretch where second bunch was in there, and we didn't rebound the basketball very well. Flew and Wu got to get better at that. They both finished the game with 1 rebound each. That was a negative in that little stretch. But it wasn't because they wasn't trying. You all know Wu's going to give you everything he's got, and he's learning. Flew, came off a great trip to the Islands, and he can't let missing a shot affect the way he plays. Because when he catches it now, he's going to shoot it, and I'm going to give him freedom to go do that as long as he's doing these other things. I thought that slipped a little bit with him. He let missing shots affect some other parts of the game that he can't do.
Ask the players what they think. I mean, 4 games in 6 days with travel, what they think they learned about the team this week. What do you think you learned about this team this week, seeing the big?
Well, we're going to keep learning about them. But when you play competition, we played down in the Caymans, different styles, different people. You learn more about your team. We had some adversity down there in the first game. We hadn't played without Jamar yet. We haven't had anybody go at Jamar. They couldn't guard, but he did. It took some confidence from our team. Then the other thing, we had to go pull Dante Allen out of the warm-up line right before the game and tell your team he's not playing. We hadn't practiced anybody else at the 3, and we were kind of discombobulated most of the game. No excuses, but that's where we was at. As I've said with Dante, nothing he has done, nothing we had done. Kentucky played him 7 games when he was ineligible, springtime. Their coaches didn't know it, and their compliance didn't know it. Well, how does the kid know it? So nobody can say, well, the kid's at fault for not getting his grades. Well, he didn't know. If the adults in the room didn't know, he didn't know. And for sure, when he went into the portal, that's when they found out he was ineligible the fall semester, not the spring semester, fall semester. So they turned their waiver in and don't get the waiver back to last week before we're getting ready to leave. He played 7 games, a total of 25 minutes in those 7 games. Kentucky got their punishment. They got fined $500 a game for 7 games. But we're the ones getting punished now. Him having to set games for us. The kids are the ones getting punished. And there's nothing about that is right. Nothing about it is right. That he's having to pay now for mistakes other people didn't know, that's responsible, and punishing us, making him set games. This is his fourth one he's set. We'll still see where it's at moving forward. We won't go past 7, but we'll see where it's at moving forward. So, questions on that?
Any other questions about today?
Give me a question back there. You quiet.
They were pretty aggressive, beginning the game with the traffic and press. How you felt like the team handled that?
We handled it okay. Listen, I probably could have played zone. It's probably the smart thing to do to play zone. They had 4 guards and a forward playing center, and that's why we got beat off the bounce a lot. But I wasn't going to go play 20 zone. I wasn't going to play zone. I was going to keep us working, make us work. And I think our guys, they did that for the most part. If it had been a different, tighter game, I may have played some zone. The offset, statistically, they weren't a great shooting team. But when you play 4 guards, they're really good off that bounce. And we probably let them beat us on some bounce too many different times that we could have offset a little bit playing zone.
In that game against Akron, they rebounded well, about 19. Has rebounding been an emphasis in these 3 games since, and is that why they've been so aggressive out there on the boards?
Well, hadn't been a lot of practice times, but it's been an emphasis for sure. And that rebounding margin, when you look at it, was so miscued because we didn't score. They got so many defensive rebounds. We weren't scoring. Like I said, we were discombobulated from the get-go. We didn't function very well. We had guys playing different positions they hadn't played all year long, and we didn't function very well. Give our guys credit. They got back up for an early morning game on Tuesday, did what they had to do, and beat a really good Tulane team in that 3rd game down there.
Rick, over the next few days before you go to Clarksville, what will you emphasize?
Jim, a little bit of everything. Just keep getting better. Rebounding always stays one of them. Keep figuring out, that second bunch has got to continue to execute.
Didn't go quite as deep on the bench as you had earlier. Was that by design?
Well, I still played those 9 guys. Without Dante was the 10th one. So those 9 guys still played pretty good minutes. Landers got in foul trouble and fouled out pretty quick. So just that group getting better. First group continue to execute better. But we're going to be learning experiences, all year long. This will be the first time, second time. We've been on the road once already to Eastern Kentucky. It's never easy on the road in college basketball. They just asked me what I knew about Austin Peay. I don't know much about them except they beat South Florida. And I think it was at South Florida. I don't know that for sure, but they beat South Florida already. So if they can beat South Florida, they're pretty good. We're going to be on their home court, and that's never easy.
Anything else, Coach?
Good?
One more thing.
Yes, ma'am.
You got 3,000 people in attendance today. What does that do coming back from the tournament for the team?
Hey, listen, it was great. Didn't know what to expect today with football Saturday going on, but we had a great crowd today. No question, that crowd gets into it, means so much for it. So we need them all back in here. We go to Wednesday, Austin Peay's an hour away, it's a drive. We come back in here next Saturday against a really, really good Wright State team at what time?
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. Wright State's already gone to Louisville and won. So we need a big crowd in here next Saturday for sure. Got another one?
Yep.
Good?
Good.
Thank you.
Coach.
All right.